Well, guys, it turns out that one of the best lines from Spider-Man No Way Home was entirely improvised by Andrew Garfield right there on the spot, and they kept it in the film, which is perfect. That's absolutely perfect. So by now, I think many of you are very well aware with how Marvel Studios, Sony, and Disney approached Spider-Man No Way Home. Because of constant delays, shifting release schedules, and a pandemic, and having to kind of separate everybody, they were constantly rewriting the script. They revealed that even as far as shooting half the film and going into shooting the second half, they were still actively working on a finalized version of the script that ultimately they decided to, let's just see what happens with the given idea, lines, and performances. So, in a recent interview with Variety, Andrew Garfield talked about how they were approaching this whole scenario, and specifically the line of him saying, "I love you guys," and how that came to be. And he says that there was some sort of general idea in the direction they wanted to go with, and him expressing affection for the other Spider-Men, which they obviously reveal are like brothers to him, and he always wanted brothers. They just didn't really know how they would pull this off. So right there on the spot, he improvised it. He decided to, when they said action, look at them and say that he loves them. And then that line got the reaction that it did from the other Spider-Men, and that's what they decided to keep. Now, this to me is just like one of those magical moments that I think you can only see Andrew Garfield pulling off as Spider-Man. You know, it's not out of line for his Peter Parker to say something like this in that exact moment if you watch his films. Tobey Maguire's, it would have been a little weird. Tom Holland's just doesn't fit where the mood currently was and what was happening. But Garfield's, it perfectly fits it because he is almost like that middle child. And it's weird if you compare his trilogy, which he didn't get. That's the point. It's like the middle child, right? Which again, this really fits, and the whole line just kind of makes sense if you really think about it. And he talked a little bit more about how many elements of the film just felt right for him. Being back, again, talking about everything we've talked about in regards to what they were doing with Spider-Man and why he signed on. And it all kind of, to me at least, boils down to this line. Like, you can genuinely tell he meant when he said it. And I think that's great. Like, he wouldn't have become Spider-Man had it not been for Tobey Maguire. And he would not be back had it not been for the story that's enabled by Tom Holland's Spider-Man. So, yeah, he loves them because he got to make peace with Spider-Man. Like, man, that's really bringing it all the way back around.